Ad Astra asked me to pull you off screen, Justin.
That's
so sorry,
fair.
I had to do it. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing well. Got a sick girlfriend over in the room back there. But yeah, we've had a pretty chill day. We've been watching Fool Me Once on Netflix, which is pretty good so far. We're on the final episode. Which, you know, with these kind of mystery shows, it's all about how they wrap it up at the end. So we'll see.
Let me know if it fools you. Should at least fool you one time.
True. Fool me once, right? But what you guys been up to?
I've been trying to watch all of the Blue-Eyed Samurai that Max recommended. It's been very good. I'm on the last 2 episodes, I think. There's eight episodes. I'm on episode 6. I really liked it so far.
Nice. What about you, Mike? You watch anything good?
Nope. Been sick.
Oh, dude, COVID?
But feeling better, so.
It's not COVID, right?
Nope.
Okay. Ugh. Sorry, man. There's a funk going around that a lot of people I know have had, and it sucks. And it's not COVID or the flu. But yeah, guys, I joined a new D&D group. I haven't started playing yet, but I met them today. It's a coworker, her and her husband. They have a group, and then they asked me to come sit in, and fun group of people. And Max says he's coming. I don't know if he realizes we start at 7. I mean, we've only been doing this for, I don't know, a year, but he'll be here eventually.
It's always a pleasure when he pops in.
For us to check out. So the reason behind today's topic is my girlfriend isn't the biggest sci-fi fan, but she also hasn't been exposed to a lot of sci-fi. So I'm like, what better way to find sci-fi recommendations than to make a topic on our show for her? So I'm kind of excited. The one I do have set aside for her to watch because I think she'll like it. And I think it'll be a good introduction to sci-fi because of the humor is Edge of Tomorrow. So we might check that out because she likes Tom Cruise as well. So that's one. Whoops.
Yeah, just watch Edge of Tomorrow until Tom Cruise stops dying every 3 minutes, and then you're good.
Dude, I love that movie.
That's really all the.
It's a good movie, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's best when Tom Cruise is dying every 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Max. It's a great I asked her, I said, do you like Groundhog's Day? And she's like, yeah. I'm like Tom Cruise. She's like, yeah. I'm like, I got the movie to get you started in sci-fi.
Oh man, good sci-fi. I mean, obviously, I was totally prepared, and I've got this in my notebook, but I might need.
It's fine. It's not a top 5 or anything. It's just going to be a discussion.
It's just good sci-fi. Okay.
Yeah, but
we can talk about that for forever.
What have you been watching? Anything good?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. He's very
yes. So yeah, a little bit of Maniac Minute. There's 2 Netflix shows that I've been digging, and I feel like it's good to watch with your significant other. Anime is My Happy Marriage. It's basically this kind of Cinderella story where this daughter is the most mistreated person in her. It's this very affluent family, and they treat their daughter like this servant. Because she's got no anime powers, and then of course anime twists come to find out she's got anime powers, but so they make her a servant, and she her little sister is got all the power, and they lavish her with all the fresh kimonos and all the good stuff, and then she gets married to this dude, and they kind of were throwing her away in this marriage because they heard that the dude is a real jerk, and he's known for throwing women out of his house left and right, and he's never been able to have a stable relationship. So they're like, yeah, well, if this guy asked, we'll go ahead and marry her off to him. She'll get thrown out on her ass, and then we can just be done with her because we want to be done with her. And turns out they end up falling in love and all this good stuff. So it's that's a good one to watch with your spouse or your significant other. And I've been enjoying a show called Dungeon Dining, and it's this cool kind of fantasy anime where there's a giant dungeon, and there are adventurers that go through it. But along the way, instead of paying for food and bringing it through the dungeon. They're just like, well, what if we eat things along the way? So it's like half of a cooking show and half of this like cool like fantasy adventure dungeon thing.
Gordon Ramsay playing D&D.
Yes, yeah, basically it's what it is. And I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, there's that one too.
So the first show, is it just like, hey, you're gonna get clean clothes if you have cool anime powers? I like the idea of like they're just like,
oh yeah, no,
we're not washing your clothes. You're not worth it.
Oh yeah, like it's like the spirit powers kind of decides your hierarchy. Like so they have pretty much a caste system depending on which people can use their anime powers or not. And so she, for the longest time, just seems like she has no powers. So it's like you are worthless. Like you have no value at all, and they tell it to her face like all the time. it's like they treat her so awful. And then so like this guy comes around, he tells her she looks pretty, and she just like falls dead like out of.
That's awesome.
I think you sold me on that first anime, Max. You know how I am about like rom-com love stories.
Yeah, I mean it's only funny because it's so awful. It's not intended to be funny, but like
full circle.
Oh yeah, and Squid Game. I've been watching the reality Squid Game show, and I dug it. I mean, like I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I don't want to call it good because it's like it's a reality TV competition show. But like, if you like The Circle, if you like those sort of things, like you're gonna like this. I think. Obviously, they can't murder people for television, so like that aspect of it isn't, isn't there. But like they get these little ink packets, so whenever someone dies, like the ink packet explodes, and then they have to like pretend like they're dead.
What if they pivoted and like everybody on the show had like some dark secret they have to reveal if they get like killed? Like, it's out into the world now.
That would be great TV. They didn't do that. Maybe season 2. I don't know. But I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I got sucked in pretty quick, and it was like something my wife put on, and I was like, because I've seen it, I've passed over it many times. She hit play, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm not watching this. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to that dude? So yeah, Squid Games is also something I've been watching.
Sweet.
Nice. So a coworker recommended this anime to me. I haven't watched it yet, but I wanted to recommend it back to you guys based on her recommendation. Has anybody watched that yet?
Has been Hotel.
I saw the pilot on YouTube, and I saw the first episode.
How is
the
it?
animation style looks kind of cool.
It's fine. It's good. It's a musical as well. The songs are really well performed and written. It's a lot of try hard edginess too. Like every other word is an F-bomb in it. So, and I'm kind of. I mean, I'm not opposed to that or anything. I'm just kind of like, wow. You all are trying to be so TVMA right now.
Yeah.
But I like the concept. It's a cool concept, and some of the characters are really kind of endearing, despite the fact it takes place in hell and everyone's a degenerate. So, but yeah, like it's a musical, so the song segments are really like. I mean, it's musical people who are performing these characters, so they deliver. On that.
From my understanding, is it started as a YouTube thing.
It was,
and then
yeah.
It got picked up as a regular series.
It's weird because like they did a pilot for this specific thing, Has Been a Hotel, like years ago, and that's been on YouTube for a couple years now and it's got millions of views. But then instead of going into making that full-fledged project, they went ahead and did a spin-off off of the pilot, and it's its own thing on YouTube. But now they've come right back to being like, oh well, here's what we originally wanted to do. Now that Amazon's footing the bill. So
would you say you're more critical because you're kind of a musician? Not kind of you are a musician, Mike?
No, I mean, no.
You're kind of looser with it.
I mean, I'm giving it that's the appeal for me, was that it's a musical. Yeah. And also the premise is cool. Like it's about, I'm not giving too much away here because it's in the trailer kind of for the show, but it's like the daughter of Satan and Lilith, I believe, is the name of the character. Mm-hmm. She's opening up this hotel that's kind of like rehab for souls in hell because there's like a purge that happens every year from heaven where they just kill off citizens of hell to keep the population, because everyone's going to hell instead of heaven. So she's actually has this idea to like, I want to make this hotel where people can check in and kind of, you know, rehabilitate themselves to get up to heaven and stuff. So it's about like making that happen.
Interesting premise.
And Keith David's in it. He plays a bartender cat or something. I don't know. I can't remember any of the characters' names because I've only seen it once. But like, it's cute. I mean, like I said, it's cute, but it's got this try-hard edginess to it. Like I feel Harley Quinn does a lot better in her series.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least
that's what I thought of when you said try-hard edginess. I immediately went to Harley Quinn.
It's more balanced with Harley Quinn.
Or
Here,
Velma,
like,
right?
It's better than Velma.
That's probably a low bar.
Yeah, no, but it's well done. I'd say for a show that sprouted from basically someone coming up with this concept and just posting it online originally, like that's something. So it's an original concept. I'll give it kudos.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing. First episode was fun, but
Max,
I mean, I'll give it a watch. We'll see what's up. As a person who cusses a lot, like when they force it, I don't fucking appreciate that any fucking bit. You know, like
it kind of makes sense because
talking about you motherfucker.
It kind of makes sense because it's in hell. It's situated in hell, so yeah, people are gonna probably be cussing and filthy and violent as hell.
Yeah,
you know.
But no, I'll give it a go. Like, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully animation stands up. I'm more of a like, does it look real good? Like that's how they get me. But hey, if the music's good and the stuff's funny, I'm also down. Like,
yeah, you weren't here. I said I was watching Blue Eyed Samurai. I'm on episode 6. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude. It's God, I love that. They did real good with that one, I thought.
Now, I think Ernie Hudson was originally cast in the Keith David role and then got cut and they added Keith David. I'm kind of thinking that's where that went.
Into Blue Eye Samurai?
No, into
Has Been Hotel.
Oh, Has Been Hotel.
Remember the channel?
I do. I just didn't realize. Like, is Keith David actually in that?
I'm more of a fan of Larry David.
No. I'm sure Keith David is way less depressing than Ernie Hudson is. So I mean, like, it's fine if Keith David gets the job.
I'm sure he appreciates the support, but so Justin brought up that Dune Part 2 is coming up in March 1st. Dune.
Excited. And I'm very
excited. They released images of the popcorn bucket. You guys ready for this award winner?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen this already.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's that is
we can do better, dude. We can do better.
That is a butthole.
I mean, I've seen all the fleshlight jokes on Twitter. So
yeah, that's kind of where my mind went to.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I just wouldn't want to stick my hand in that to begin with. That doesn't look comfortable to even stick your hand in, let alone anything else.
If you have popcorn, isn't it going to catch the popcorn with the spice going down anyway?
That's popping right off. You know?
Right?
Rough. Who thought that was a good idea? Of the things.
10 suits in a room thought that was a good idea. Yeah. That's who thought it was a good idea. What is that, Warner Brothers?
It's
it's Warner Brothers.
It's Iron Fist. It's whoever came up with Iron Fist.
Yeah,
it's what they were collaborating.
Isn't that the dude who's just like, no Batgirl, no this, like no movie that tested well? That guy. That's the one who thought it was a good idea.
What made a butthole popcorn bowl?
I don't know if he's behind those creative decisions.
I hope that's not real. I hope someone with 3D printed.
Part of me is like, I don't know if that's real or not.
Hope not.
I don't know. It's pretty big sites are sharing it.
I
agree with you. I hope it's not real.
I would hate to put my hand in something with that many like loose whatever things.
Yeah, there's just no way. There's no way to make that work. But
does anyone actually? I mean, I've yet to. Does anyone actually like use the popcorn like toppers? I have yet to. Like, I figured those are just more collectible items than anything else.
I was gonna reach on my shelf, and there's no shelf.
Nothing.
I've got
the Optimus Prime one.
I've never used it.
Put any
corn in it. Like I understand if you want the novelty of just having it as a collectible, but like, who's gonna actually like put that into effect.
Yeah,
Aside
the
from
Optimus,
the naughty places that people's brains go because of it.
the Optimus Prime one, you're supposed to like put drink in the cab of the thing. Like I'm just like, there's no way I would ever.
There's
do
no way
that.
that's happening.
Imagine how. Oh man.
Dude, like yeah, like no, it's awful. It's terrible.
All
planning.
the cool things Dune has to offer, and they pick a sandworm that looks terrible. That's
Right.
It's okay.
Well, I mean,
that can't be real.
It could have been the box. It could have been the Benny Gesserit box, and then you
Right?
wouldn't want to take you wouldn't want to take any popcorn out because then you get tased in the hand.
I'm not pulling my hand out of here.
You
you
put your hand in.
human?
You put your hand in to get, and then all of a sudden you do, ah, and you're like, ow, ow! I just want popcorn.
I've not been trained.
Shout out to Q Dog Collective, Wolf Blue 2926, and Toyologist, all watching us on Instagram. For some reason, Instagram stuff does not pop back over, but
Personal shout outs though. Cool. Happy to
Wolf
have you.
Blue, he's the guy that always wears the Power Ranger shirt at the Monroe panels at the Monroe Pop Fest. And he's like, man, that's a weird ass popcorn bucket. It is a weird ass popcorn bucket, 1000%.
Yeah, it is definitely an ass popcorn bucket.
Stop showing. I mean, okay, keep showing it.
All right. But okay, we're talking about good sci-fi. Dune.
Yep.
Read the first 3 books. Watch the movie, the most recent Dune movie, and then watch the sequel that's coming out soon.
Book 3
Dune is
books?
awesome.
Book 3? Because I've always been told to stop book 2 because I've not gone past.
Well,
I'm okay either way. I'll
it's Dune, Children of Dune, and then Dune Messiah, right?
Yes.
So in that order.
Yeah.
Dune Messiah is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. Like if you carry on past that, that's
because it just falls off, right?
Yeah.
The 2 movies are the first book, right? Essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he wants to do a follow-up that will incorporate parts of Children and Messiah, but I don't think it'll be a straight adaptation of either one. Mm-hmm. But that's if part 2 does well.
Right. And it should, because I mean, if part 1 was any indicator of how part 2 is going to be, it's going to be sweet. So yeah.
I can't wait for everyone who's like a huge like stan for Paul Atreides and all those characters to kind of watch part 2 and be like, oh, be like,
he's just like
not hero. Okay.
Yeah, the title.
Yeah.
It's whatever, but like Dune is sweet.
Dune is smart Star Wars, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it actually knows what's it goes in with like a mission statement beyond good versus evil, and it's actually more like, hey, what if it's like slightly questionable versus horrible?
When I was reading it for the first time after watching the movie, because that's the order I did it. I watched the movie and then read the book, and I was like, man, there's a lot of premises that a lot of sci-fi got taken from this series.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was like, if you're gonna steal, you steal from the best. Oh yeah, no, Dune is sick. I was so happy that the movie was good. Because obviously there's the previous attempts at Dune. Not so great, but I mean, like unless you're Dan loves them. But other than that,
if you like them, they're good.
Lynch's Dune has a bunch of kitschy fun. I know Lynch didn't have fun making that movie, but there's some kitschy fun to it. The sci-fi miniseries, you got to slog through a little. It is 6 hours long, so
I'm good. I'm good on that.
So are we just throwing out movies?
Or
I mean. Kicked it off there. I'd say any Philip K. Dick novel or adaptation, because so far I've liked a lot of Philip K. Dick adaptations, even though they take their own liberties, which is fine because some of the shorter stuff from Philip K. Dick might be a little bit of a stretch to adapt that for film, like Total Recall and Blade Runner. They kind of have a little bit more of a departure from the source material, but they still work. And they can work in different moods, like Blade Runner's noir sci-fi, Total Recall straight up action sci-fi, and then you got something like A Scanner Darkly, which is still sci-fi, but it's set like 3 years from now or something. And it's about drug usage and things like that. So,
what's good beginner sci-fi? Like for somebody who's never really quote unquote liked the genre, what's something that can really pull somebody in?
That's what we're giving you right now.
Yeah, man. Like Minority Report, I would say is a good
No,
one.
that's another Philip K.
I went for like fun stuff like Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest is
like that's just a comedy that has sci-fi tropes.
Although
in it, so it's like
it does enrich it a little bit more if you have a knowledge of Star Trek going into it.
Sure.
But
It's
on
just
its
like
own,
a
I think
homage.
it could work on its own. It's just the little
no,
details will become.
I the first time I saw Galaxy Quest, I knew about like Kirk and Spock, but I'm not a Star Trek guy. So speaking from that crowd, it totally works without the knowledge. I mean, like obviously knowing like the tensions in the actual like the characters that they're basing it off of does kind of help a little bit, but like you don't need it. You don't need it. It still hits. I mean, Alan Rickman.
Yeah, so much.
One
fun.
of my favorite sci-fi movies is 2001. That's more of a get them in first.
That wouldn't I wouldn't dip my toes in. But if that's my first sci-fi, that's not my first.
Honestly, you know what?
Good.
I'll go against the grain and say you can, because like I was pretty young when I first saw 2001, and it stuck with me. Like I was like a preteen when I first saw 2001. I wasn't like, oh, it's so boring or whatever. It's atmospheric. Like you gotta have it. You gotta have sci-fi that practices patience. Like not everything can be zap zap boom all the time. You gotta have something that allows you to kind of sit with the atmosphere, sit with the idea of it, and kind of be like, oh, okay. Like HAL 9000 just being stone cold. Yeah, it's a thinker because like, wow, we're on the cusp of creating something that detached from any degree of understanding or empathy. It just doesn't care because it's all about logic.
Like I feel like 2001 is a bit of a watch though. Like
you got to set aside a day for it.
Yeah, I don't know that I would lead with that, but I mean, like, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's great. I love 2001. I'm not a hater. I'm also not in the camp of it's so long and boring. But I'm just like it does, and like after I watch it once, I'm good to watch it for like another 2 or 3 years. Like,
sure.
One of the movies that got me really into sci-fi was the original Planet of the Apes.
That could work.
All right, sure.
Never been a fan.
I mean,
never really been a fan. But
the effects are dated, but I mean, I think some of the ideas of it are. A lot good sci-fi is a lot of reflection on contemporary society or history, world history. So, Planet of the Apes has a lot of that going on in it.
RoboCop.
Yeah, ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, getting shot in the crotch. That Key and Peele skit cracks me up to this day. Is it Key and Peele?
Contemporary with regards to like how people view police. So yeah. Or corporations and police. Yeah,
not the new RoboCop though, the original one. The new one did not hit the same.
Yeah.
How about all the Judge Dreds? Like either Stallone or
for totally different reasons. You know?
Funny thing about that is that everyone's pretty sure RoboCop is a Judge Dredd ripoff. Like,
fair enough. That's why I just thought about it when you said RoboCop.
Yeah,
1000%. Now I've never thought of that before, but now that you mention it, like
I think
1000%.
Because I think Frank Miller did do a pass on one of the RoboCop scripts. I can't remember if it was the first or the second one, but he's probably very familiar with Judge Dredd at that point.
I imagine so.
The Dredd that was basically the Raid, the newer one, is just one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I guess it's sci-fi in that like his gun kind of does weird things.
It's in a sci-fi setting too,
a
mega city. So,
but other than that, it's just like okay, this guy kicks ass all the way up a skyscraper. Like that's just all
about to get judged real hard.
But no, I'm so down for the Judge Dredd movies. I'm like, and again, like I love the Stallone one. Mm-hmm. For a whole separate reason, but like it's still
Rob
fun.
Schneider.
Rob Schneider carries that movie. Rob Schneider had to have back surgery from carrying that movie.
Stallone like working with Schneider so much that you brought him.
Yeah,
back
Demolition Man. Yeah, that's right. Demolition Man, I'd recommend as just like if you want to have a laugh at how stupid of an idea that is. Sure. Not the idea of like, oh my gosh, what if a criminal from olden days all of a sudden got resuscitated in the future, but like what they thought the future was going to be.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
That's
that was super awesome. Demolition Man is also just another great fun movie. It's kind of dumb sci-fi, but and I mean like what do you, I did want to do a cosplay as the three seashells at some point in time.
That'd be fun. That'd be real fun.
He doesn't know
That's
about the three
great.
seashells.
But yeah, no, Demolition Man is great. Such a great film. How much of this list is just going to be bad Stallone movies?
No,
Hopefully, all of it.
I'm gonna change it up.
the-
I'd recommend anything having any like good films about like first contact, for example, like Contact or Arrival or The Abyss. Like
Oh, Arrival
I
is
consider
good.
The Abyss to be
Yeah.
one of Cameron's best.
The Abyss is so good. Oh yeah.
I've never seen The
Cameron
Abyss.
makes a submarine movie. Go figure. But
I mean, this is before Titanic and all, before we realized how much of a problem it was for him.
this is the giant hint. But no, The Abyss is great, and I think that gets slept on a lot. I really like The Abyss.
I recently rewatched Arrival, and I'm like, this is like it's not again, it doesn't have a lot of like high action or anything like that, but it's tense.
Yeah,
It's tense because you're just like, what? Oh my gosh!
And then when
That
you
blew my-
realize
what's going on, yeah.
What about Event Horizon? That movie, it's been
It's
a
a
minute
good, like-
since I've seen
That's
the
the
movie.
horror
honest.
film, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's horror.
I'd go
You
into
wanna dip
horror,
Yeah.
yeah. The Thing, things like that.
The Thing, Alien,
Yeah.
Alien,
Ex
sci-fi,
Machina is one of my favorites.
Ex Machina was really
Ex Machina is good.
That
was a
movie
lot
stuck
better.
with me. A lot of sci-fi doesn't stick with me. Ex Machina stuck with me for a little bit.
Donald Sutherland's Body Snatchers.
I've
Yeah.
never seen
Yeah.
Invasion of
yeah,
the
that
Body
also did.
Snatchers.
That also
That
did,
one
yeah.
is pretty good.
How about Fifth Element? Did anybody mention Fifth Element? Fifth Element's a lot of fun. Did I miss you?
Super Green. Oh no, Fifth Element is classic film. Love that one. Great.
I'd say for its scope, yeah, it definitely gets kudos.
I actually watched the other one that guy did. The City of a Thousand
Valerian?
Planets.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I wasn't a big fan of Valerian.
It wasn't
Yeah.
great, but I don't know. It wasn't as bad as I originally
was
leads-
thought.
pretty.
I mean, the leads aren't as charismatic as Bruce Willis. So
Yeah.
That was my problem. The leads didn't catch me. I think the world was cool. I just I
Mhm.
didn't really enjoy the leads.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the visuals
yeah.
on it were like stunning, but it's just like
Mm.
that can only hold your attention for so long.
I liked when they're in like the virtual
Yeah.
bazaar. I thought that was a really good just like idea and how they kind of worked that out. I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of cool. But Fifth
There's-
Element was. I feel like that dude, or is that was Luc Besson?
Yeah.
I feel like with his sci-fi, he's just been kind of trying to get back there the whole time. Like,
I just say
Lightning in a bottle.
like the movie, don't like the dude. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
one of those like
Is he a
Yeah.
scumbag? I don't know anything about him. Is he crappy?
oh yeah.
let's just say he will not be receiving his Xbox
Great-
Gaming Award.
Great sense of visuals and design.
And I mean, Leon the Professional is so good, but like, that guy.
Fair enough.
Let's attribute it to a team effort. Great production team.
Yes.
What about Evolution? He is Evolution fan.
Oh my
God,
so good.
I love it.
I wouldn't recommend it because you just watch Ghostbusters instead because that's
Fair,
what it is.
Fair, it is.
It's directed by Ivan Reitman, so
I do like Evolution. Max, you used to own that,
It's
right?
fun.
Was it you that I used to watch it with a lot?
Yes, I had that in the 5-disc
it is.
DVD changer at some point in time. for
It's
sure.
a perfect time capsule of the year 2000 because you got David Duchovny off of X-Files.
Orlando Jones.
You've got Julianne Moore. She's kind of hitting a stride after Boogie Nights. You've got Orlando Jones at the height of his powers.
Yes.
Sean William Scott.
The one.
Yeah,
He's
Oh,
only got a
yeah,
couple
that's
years
good
really
point.
left in that.
Yeah.
And then you got like in background players, like you got a lot of Mad TV people. You've got Ethan Suplee before My Name Is Ed or whatever hits big, and yeah. And the guy from Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, is there. And Dan Aykroyd shows up because Ivan Reitman pulled a favor.
And then you do the movie because your friends say you own.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, that time Dan Aykroyd wasn't really hitting at the box office. I'm sure it was like Hey, come do this movie. I'll give you a couple food stamps.
At that point, yeah, by the year 2000, it was Blues Brothers 2000, and
Oh man, you know what though? I dug Blues Brothers 2000. Like, I know it was just like a giant rehash
Right.
of the original Blues Brothers, but I was there for it. I'm like, you know what? I dig the music. The music's still good. Like, let's go.
I like anything with John Goodman, so I was there.
Yeah, John Goodman killed it.
Yeah,
I actually
speaking
saw
of that-
Blues Brothers 2000 before I saw the original Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of John Goodman, I'd recommend 16 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. Yeah, me
And you
too.
don't even have to see Cloverfield to really get it. So
No,
which is
yeah.
fine.
I watched Cloverfield too, though, if you were so inclined. But yeah.
It's all right.
How about
I think
Snowpiercer?
Cloverfield Lane works better if you haven't seen Cloverfield, because then the mystery of why he's keeping them down below plays out a little bit more.
No, because that has nothing to do with what's going on in Cloverfield.
Yeah, at all.
At all. It's just they tried to tie it all together in the third movie, Cloverfield Paradox, the one that was released on Netflix
right after
during the Super Bowl.
I watched it right after the Super
I
Bowl.
watched
Great.
it. I'm just like, this is stupid. It's okay to end with 3 movies in this case, because they
For
did
what?
try to tie it all together, and I'm like, nope, that's dumb.
There was one thing that Cloverfield 3 did, because they announced that the movie, they had never said anything about the movie until the Super Bowl. They're like, this movie's coming out tonight. Like, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, why can't we do more of that? And then
That was a cool idea.
Yeah.
nothing positive about
It's like
the movie.
guerrilla
Then we
marketing.
found out why.
Yeah. Snowpiercer. You guys a fan of Snowpiercer?
Ooh, yeah.
I loved Snowpiercer as a movie.
That's a
Never
good
seen it.
sci-fi one.
That was the train one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the universe is frozen. The whole world's
Yeah.
frozen over. The train has to stay alive, and it just
I don't want to take a dump on it, but it just did not hit me.
Didn't hit you?
I was
Okay.
like, yeah.
fair enough.
I mean, it does have kind of a sort of a downer ending.
Yeah.
I kind of like that though with some sci-fi stuff, like when it's not as fantastical, it's just kind of contained and grounded. Like Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind is technically a sci-fi movie, but it's like a romantic comedy also and drama. And then you got one of my favorite movies of all time. I've talked about here before. It's a 5-hour long film called Until the End of the World, and it's just basically about people wandering around the world as the world like seemingly is coming to an end. Like there's this catastrophe, like a satellite's burning up in space, and it's planning to like strike all these different places in the world, and so it's like doomsday essentially, except you never see it. It's all just off in the background, and it's about people just being like, well, shit, what do we do now? Live our lives. Hey, let's tap into this dream machine thing that I built over here in the caves. Like it gets sci-fi in the second half, which is like
The
3
second
hours in.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's good though. Like,
yeah.
you got William Hurt, Sam Neill.
Okay.
Yeah,
Had me William Hurt. That's sweet.
Speaking of that, like kind of low key sci-fi, Children of Men.
yep.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen that. Yeah.
Clive Owen is really, really good in that one. I think that's one of, like, as far as I'm concerned, his best movie that I've seen him in. Yeah, it's really good. It's a little longer, and it's kind of a downer, but that's like that one in like the science fiction is kind of just periphery. Like there's just a few things that let you know that like you're in kind of like the future. But solid flick.
Well, hang on. Like the situation is, the most fantastical side of it, and it's also grounded too. Like it's not like, oh, aliens came down and did this. No, it's like, nope, species is dying off.
Yeah.
As it happens with a lot of species.
Yep. Like it's just happening. We couldn't figure it out in time. Like that's that's what
a terrifying thought. Like what a scary scenario.
It's only 3 years away, guys.
I was 100% for it because like the premise is that like babies just stop being born. Like we just can't have babies anymore, which I am 100% for. I am all about that. Like bring it on.
Of course.
Bring it on. Like no
Resident
more
baby
crying
baby.
ass babies in the movie theater. Come on. How is this a bad thing?
We can burn fossil fuels forever if we stopped having babies.
What's great about
Right
it? What's great about it, and I feel this stands for a lot of sci-fi, is that you don't have to have an explanation for everything. Like this event happens, there's no outright reason given as to why it's happening, because that's not what the story's about. It's about like, what does humanity do in response to this?
Yeah, because there's no like named plague or anything like that, or disease, or like you said, like aliens didn't come down and do this to us. Like, it's just like this thing happened. Like all of a sudden,
Just a bunch
that
of
kid
maxes.
was the last kid ever born. Like that's just it.
Man, and frankly, now that I think about I can imagine the world falling apart that quickly if that type of news hit. Like,
because just think of how much how much things that people do for the lineage, for to carry on into the future, like with your bloodline, your seed, like your yada yada. Like that is the motivation for so many things, for so many people. That if you take that away, what do we do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go to the movie theater. But
this is awesome. But they got 30 more years of this.
This is great.
You're that picture of Sam Neill from In the Mouth of Madness sitting in the theater, being like, with your Dune popcorn.
Yes, reaching into my butthole, eating just nomming the popcorn, and having a great time.
Just quit showing it.
That's fine.
Don't even look at it.
Believe me, there are worse pictures that you could show.
I'm not trying to find out.
I do want to comment on last week's show. The George Carlin estate is suing the people behind the AI
Good.
special.
Yeah.
Because
anyone thought that he would be appreciative of that special, you're mistaken.
Well, they got what they wanted, man. They got the attention.
True. You're 100% right.
And man, just keeps on coming. 'Cause I sent you all that article about the Taylor Swift thing. It's gross.
Oh God, yeah.
Very gross. One more movie, Jurassic Park. We didn't talk about any monster things. Yeah,
just the first one.
Yeah. You definitely can stop after the first one.
As someone who enjoys the second and third one,
oh, me too.
Yeah, the first one, I think you could stop right there and be like, yeah, I get it.
If we're trying to sales pitch people on sci-fi, 100% agree. If they don't mind stupid movies,
you can, if you like the dinosaurs stomping around, like
me too.
Absolutely watch
with
any of the other ones. But the first one stands out as the best amongst the Jurassic Park movies.
Honestly, you mentioned Godzilla, the most recent Godzilla we talked about. I think that'd be a very worthwhile first broach into sci-fi.
-1, yeah. Oh
yeah.
Hey, hold on, man. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. So while Max is gone, let me cue this up. I got a trailer here that Mike sent over.
Yes. Well, I sent over other trailer. Roadhouse.
I'm gonna kick him out because if he's not muted, I don't really want him.
Yeah. Let's go. No problem. Roadhouse. Oh no, Monkey Man. Monkey Man is awesome. It looks awesome.
Here we go. Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Yep.
I love Jordan Peele.
Well, he's
this is Jordan Peele movie? Right.
No, he's producing it.
But even his productions, like Candyman, like you could see his stamp all over that. He doesn't seem like a producer who sends it in. Like, just put my name on it, you put it out there, it's fine. Even on
this is Dev Patel's directorial debut, I guess.
Nice.
Who? I'm sorry, my didn't catch the name.
The White.
Even on his Twilight Zone, you can feel his impact for the entire thing. I love it when producers like that are not just there to like Spielberg. At some point Spielberg became a guy to put his name on things, not necessarily the guy who got his hands on things.
The rich don't see us as
I want to see Jordan Peele ever go down that
Give me the
road.
job no one wants to do. I'll do it.
Anyone who forgets their place doesn't turn out well for them.
Is this a story that's been told before, or is this a brand new IP?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it except from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Every day.
But yeah.
I've prayed for a
I
way
think Jordan
to
Peele
protect
ever
the
go back to comedy?
I've got an answer to.
If he has a story to tell.
I call her
He's got a
Nikki.
story to tell.
Minaj, big bumper, nice headlights. Let's do it.
This looks like a lot of fun now. And have we had a lot of big movies based in India? I can't tell.
Well, you got like RRR was really awesome.
True.
I don't think it's
Mainstream Hollywood movies, Justin? No, we have not had a lot of.
We need to fight.
Because I mean, it's definitely a fun area to kind of shoot it. So this is great. A bunch of stories.
I mean, the first like movie to center around even an Indian family like that I've seen that I can think of off the top of my head. It's crazy to think about.
This is cool. I'm in.
But only love kills more when will they learn.
Just one small ember can burn down everything. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a fight?
Oh, you showed the Green Band trailer. Boo.
Sorry.
You can show the Red Band on here. There's nothing terrible.
What's that?
I mean, it still looks badass. But...
Yeah.
I will fucking dig that Knight Rider fucking beat on any, like, oh
For
my
sure.
god. With the Indian music, it just slays. I love that. There's like 8 different songs that do that, but fucking awesome every time.
I really love that Dev Patel has gotten like into leading man territory. Like,
yeah,
I've liked him since
he's doing all right.
the Green Knight was really great. I liked him in the Green Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I liked the Green Knight a lot. I know people really didn't like it. Or did
Yeah, that was.
reception.
Yeah, it got it got some bad. It got a bad rap, but it was a solid flick. Like, yeah, no, that looks dope. I'm down to see that.
For sure, it looks like a lot of fun.
I'm 100% down for that. Oh yeah, and yeah, everything's cool in the household. Just back to our previous conversation. Don't have kids.
Got you.
All right, we got one more trailer. I didn't watch this one either, and I'm gonna say something that I'm sure the internet's gonna yell at me about. I've never seen the original Roadhouse, so going into this, I have nothing.
There's nothing wrong with not seeing the original Roadhouse. Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people who disagree with you.
Dental. Oh, haha. Is there a hospital nearby? Is it like too far? About like 25 minutes, I'd say. I just slapped you, all right? What?
All
right.
When?
No one ever wins a fight.
Okay.
This ain't the Holiday Inn, pal.
I'm moving.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to you. I own a Roadhouse out in the Florida Keys.
You got jacked for this.
Lately, it's
Yeah, you
attracting
do.
the wrong clientele. I can pay you good money. Judging by your car, you need that.
Well, I like my car.
Think about it.
Is this like continuation or are they remaking?
I think it's a remake. Yeah.
Because like Patrick Swayze was like a well-known bodyguard at the time, or
Yeah,
bouncer
yeah.
rolled in.
Right.
You can do it.
We did make
Tell me
a
about
sequel to the original
That's all
Roadhouse,
nice, like he's Mr. Rogers or something, but then he'll haul off.
but nobody saw it because it was awful.
Really interesting guy overall.
He wants to take the Roadhouse away from me.
He wants to build some resort.
I should warn you. People have a certain way of getting things done around here.
Florida, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
fellas.
Fuck. Conor McGregor? All right.
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, that's Conor McGregor on the juice. Yeah, the HGH head.
Ooh.
I miss movies like this. Why?
When you get out of town, I get the impression that you can't be threatened.
Now, as I understand it, Doug Lyman's kind of ticked because it's not getting a wide theatrical. Like, it's just going straight to streaming, I think.
It takes a lot
Oh,
to
is
get me
it?
angry, but when
Yeah.
I am,
It's on to Amazon.
Yeah, I think he's pretty pissed about it.
Yeah. Is Conor McGregor the big bad guy?
Jake Gyllenhaal beats up Conor McGregor the movie.
I'll say things that. That's cool. That's sweet.
in front of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Like
It should be fun. Should be a good
popcorn
time.
flick. Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, what is the juice worth the squeeze of taking the name from Roadhouse to do that? Like, you know what I mean? Because you are going to tick off a certain sect of Roadhouse fans that you're not.
Also,
like,
I don't know if there's that big of a
No.
But there could be.
Roadhouse fan base.
The answer is
there is.
If this movie,
Trust me.
If this movie is as solid as I think it is, like just with the action, the way everything, the pacing, and like pretty much the whole story that they gave us right there.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an acceptable addition to the
to
Roadhouse
universe.
Yeah, fair. Totally fair.
I don't think we're looking at a Red Dawn situation where it's like, because I'll be honest, it's been years since I've seen the original Roadhouse, and I could tell you thing one about other than Swayze just looking badass, and that's about it, and kitschy 80s action. But
for sure, that's all it was. But it's just such a cult classic. Is it even considered a cult classic, or was it a box office like boom?
I think it probably did well at the box office.
Yeah, I think it just did all right. Like it was just a movie when it came out. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's definitely, like, my brother was a bouncer. He had to watch Roadhouse like 4 times. Like it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like this is gonna be just fine. I don't know. Like, because, like, there's the throat rip. That's, like, the big...
Yeah. Oh,
thing
yeah.
at the end. So I don't know if, like, are they going to have a throat rip in there? Are they doing that? Like...
It got, overall earned $61 million.
That seems good.
More successful on home video, so it wasn't considered a success. 41% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
If you're gonna remake something, might as well remake something that had lukewarm, I guess, reception at the time.
Yeah. Either way, it looks like a fun movie. I'm excited. Yeah. It looks like.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal. This looks fine. I don't know how good of an actor Conor McGregor is. But,
that was my only okay.
He played Rocksteady in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. So again, I don't know how good of an actor that Conor McGregor is. I'm not going to hold that against him, though.
Yeah.
I like the "don't let nobody get to this close" and the headbutt. That seemed pretty cool. But we'll see how the movie goes. But I'm not going to hate on this. Like, it's just being unabashedly what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, it is kind of refreshing to see stuff like this and Monkey Man and things like that. And we haven't had a comic book Marvel thing in a couple of months now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
nice refreshing breather from.
I mean, I know Deadpool 3 is coming with a trailer, and stuff,
but
sure.
like, if they made a Marvel movie, like, if freaking Roadhouse was Iron Fist, I'd be down. If that was the Iron Fist movie, I'd be down. Like let's go. They don't make those movies.
Like, I love not overthinking a movie, right? Let's not be too serious with it. Just have a fun movie.
Dude hired to beat up people.
Right?
Yeah. I am
What?
relieved that Deadpool is the only Marvel movie coming out this year, because I'm still playing catch up. Like, I haven't watched Echo yet. I want to watch Echo because I've heard good things. And I don't know if we talked about this, but so Daredevil filmed 5 episodes without, being a reboot, not a sequel, and they scrapped them because nobody was happy with it. So they
it was supposed to be like 18 episodes or something.
Yeah, and so they started over.
Yeah.
The entire Netflix cast is returning, and I was pretty happy about that. I still hope they recast Glenn Jones.
Sweet.
Oh, recast Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, God, that guy sucks. Like,
I mean, just bring back Jake Gyllenhaal as Iron Fist. Who cares if he was?
Yes.
Who cares if he was already? What's his name from Spider-Man?
Mysterio.
Who cares if he was that already? Doesn't matter.
Take Mike's words. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
no one remembers that Spider-Man movie anyways. Who cares?
Hey, remember multiversal weirdness? It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Doctor Strange changed his name.
Yeah.
Evans can play multiple. Why can't he?
There you go.
I'm fine. You know,
I mean, multiverse is all canon now anyway.
Nathan Fillion's 3 different characters in 3 different movies. It's fine.
I'm happy with that just because it means Ned Beatty from the 1990 Captain America is canon now.
Yeah.
The dude that Captain America stole a car from. Like, has anyone else seen the 1990 Captain America?
Yes.
I have it on Blu-ray.
Yes, it's been so long time.
Okay, just making sure. Because, what a dick move. He's like, could you pull over? I think I'm going to be sick. He's like, and then he like beelines for the car. It's the guy's like, hey, you all right? And then leaves him stranded out in Canada. Like, fuck you, Captain America.
Well, he's in Canada. He doesn't have to be kind.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything from
Canadians.
Salinger's son.
Oh man. No, I'm excited about that Roadhouse movie. That looks dope.
That would be a great double feature with that Monkey Man movie. I think.
Dude, knuckle dusters all night.
That'll be a little. I think a little too much. I might be on like a sensory overload.
Too amped up.
Yeah, just like
Max is just out there just punching people in the head.
Just beat everyone up. Let's burn everything down. Let's go.
Where's the nearest bar?
Oh my goodness. That might be a little much, but back to sci-fi films real quick. The double feature thing kind of had me because I watched Sicario and The Martian in the same day, and like I think you should do that with your double feature. Like you should definitely like switch gears. I like to end on the happy note, so I would end with Monkey Man or Roadhouse like on a double feature day. But The Martian, great sci-fi film, a lot of fun. There's no real like bad guy, which I enjoy.
Problems. There are problems.
Yes, just more and more problems, and like I get into a lot of stuff. So like I think that one was really good too, just because like there's no cheesy like 80s corporate guy like being a dickhead from half a solar system away. Like
I've not seen Sicario yet. I think I need to. I would like to.
Sicario, the first one was all right. The second one,
Day of the Soldat's okay.
But yeah, the first one was definitely all right.
Is there a third one coming out? I think.
I don't know.
There was talks of it, but I haven't heard anything since the second one came out and didn't do as well as I think they hoped.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Oh yeah, another sci-fi movie I'd recommend here. I mean, if you're looking for like lesser known stuff, I guess you'd call it more of a fantasy movie, but I consider it sci-fi because there's time travel. The Navigator, A Medieval Odyssey. It's a New Zealand like 80s film, and it's pretty cool. It's low budget, but it doesn't have any of the chintziness of a low budget like Z grade film or whatever. It's really well performed and really well paced.
Two lower budget films that I've seen like kind of more recently, I would say Upgrade and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep, I forgot about Upgrade.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is so good. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm. And again, it doesn't really have to explain too much. I mean, it explains how the multiverse in that scenario works, but that's not the focus. The focus is mom, daughter.
Yeah, and kung fu.
I enjoyed 3,000 Years of Longing too. I'm not sure everyone did, but I enjoyed it.
I haven't seen that one.
It's like
3,000 Years of
Longing.
That's the genie one, right?
Right. I think they go to Istanbul. Yeah.
Oh, that's a George Miller one too. Oh man, I need to watch that. Yeah.
It's in my check it out. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, had to write that down.
I'm so glad we avoided, the regular Star Wars, Star Trek stuff.
Nah, I mean, like
everyone.
That's on the nose.
Somebody said it, and it really hurt my feelings. But like, it's so true that like I don't like a lot more Star Wars than I do like, and I like the idea of Star Wars more than I like the application of it. Like, if you want to avoid Star Wars, I fully understand that. Like this. There's no reason to there's plenty of good sci-fi out there without doing Star Wars.
Well, it's also it's not even considered sci-fi at that point.
It's fantasy.
Yeah,
and I don't think Star Trek is really for sci-fi beginners. I think you kind of have to like sci-fi a little bit to get into Star Trek. At least the original ones. Like if I started Deanna on a Star Trek movie, I'd start with the J movies and then go back.
Yeah,
I think that's how I'd pull her in.
Sure.
But thanks everybody for tuning in. You guys have made Matt Talk a smash hit from last week. 500 and some views in a week. Like,
All
thank
right.
you. Yeah, I mean, we said it all today. I'm gonna leave you guys with this popcorn bucket while I end the show. Have a great night.
I hate you.
Recycle your droid.